Greeny, we're back together again.
Back together, mate, back together. It was a lonely week last week.
Oh, I missed you too.
I missed you, mate, I missed you.
Thank you very much for holding the fort and doing what you do.
What, doing it?
This week, I mean, like, you did a pretty perfect job last week.
Done all right. We had a good week last week. We finished on a strong, but little rest, rewind, back to this week, mate. And it's all go, it's all go.
And I want to talk about the perfect. I want to talk about the perfect bricklayers.
Talking about me again?
Well, we're going to go and sit in the office and we'll talk about that in the meeting room. But before we do, we're in the office, right? And it's like GSQ, behind the scenes. And we've got awards because we've been winning awards left, right and centre.
Right.
Training,
look.
golf awards.
Yeah, hell, look, shooting, whatever. But listen, these pictures say, oh, they're awards in their own recognition.
Subcontractor of the year.
Subcontractor of the year, but the pictures of brickwork. That's award altogether.
I built that.
You built that? See? I built that. Yeah.
So, awards. NHBC. As we walk in, the Pride in a Job Awards. Each year, for the last 6 or 7 we've been counting, over 35 different Pride in a Job Awards we've been involved with and growing. Maybe it's more than that.
Yeah, to be fair, I'd like to say there'll be a lot more this year as well.
And as you said, Greeny, the main award I always is what we build and to stand back and look at it.
You should be proud to stand back. So look, some of them in Cambridge, some in London, some in Essex, some in Kent. There's a whole variety of work there, but brickwork laid by
good
Greeny. Bricklayers.
I never employ anyone to put their hands in their pockets.
No,
what's going on there?
No, but I can do that today.
Come on, let's go in the meeting room. Let's go in the meeting room. And I want to talk about the perfect bricklayer from your point of view.
Okay. That's an easy one.
And before we go there with it, Greeny, I want to look at this. There's another award.
There's another awards.
We got Richard Green, Level 6 Diploma in Construction Management from the NOCN.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
I'm not just a pretty face, mate. I do some things, you know.
So, that's brilliant. What shows to me that you're not finished article.
No.
CPD.
Right. We're all learning each day. So, you talk about the perfect bricklayer.
Are we going to stand up for this?
No, we'll sit down actually. I think we're going to sit down for this one, right? You talk about the perfect bricklayer, and no one's 100% perfect because we learn every day. There's new stuff, there's new regulations coming, but we also learn new methods of doing things more efficient. You know what I mean? It all helps. We're growing every day. If you think you're perfect now...
Is efficiency just turn up in the morning?
No, it isn't. So the perfect bricklayer, right? Attitude. Have that attitude. Like, so that attitude is always says getting there early, getting on time, get set up.
Attitude is a broad word. So it's the right attitude.
It's the right attitude. Now, there's many bricklayers out there who haven't got the right attitude. There's many bricklayers who think the industry owes them. I don't agree at all, you know.
You have to go and earn.
You listen, as I always say, you've got to work hard in this industry. And a perfect bricklayer will work hard. He may work efficient, but he'll work hard. A perfect bricklayer, you can actually let him get on with things. He's got knowledge.
They can get over things.
Get over. So again, and like we go on to robots, right? So tomorrow we're going about robots. And my thing with robots, I was speaking to someone the other day about robots in the bricklaying world. Can it happen? My personal opinion is no. You'd have to spend so much money. But remember we're in the footings. We work like mountain goats.
Very rarely is there a perfect pitch.
There isn't, mate. And like, I remember I used to work with a fella when we was on price. And we used to call ourselves Bump and Grind, bit of R. Kelly. And the reason was...
Which one was you?
Yeah, well, I'm not saying, not for camera. But the reason was, you got to bump and grind. Sometimes nothing's perfect. Yeah. So again, a perfect bricklayer.
These bricks, like this brick here is, obviously it's made by plastic or whatever. Yeah. Our bricks don't come out like that. They tend to vary in size straight away.
Do you know what? I see a lot on LinkedIn, I see a lot on Facebook, bricklayers taking over someone's plot, right? When I took over someone's plot, when I lay bricks, I wouldn't say how bad it was. If there's a problem, you get over the problem.
Right, yeah, because you've got to build a finished product. You're building someone's house. You don't show it up.
No, not at all, not at all. And we want to train all our apprentices to be that perfect bricklayer.
Absolutely. And I mean that drive to go and be better each day, their marginal gains as we see now, you're looking at getting better.
Yeah.
It's really important for a modern bricklayer to be getting stuck in.
We're not dinosaurs, mate. We're not dinosaurs.
But I mean, the dinosaurs, probably, the reason they died is because they didn't get stuck in. They didn't adapt. So we need to build top quality, always quality.
Quality and quantity, exactly. Equal measures. Without that, we ain't sitting here talking about this.
And if you build it right, We ain't worried about the NHBC, are we?
I'm not worried about the NHBC full stop. Like I say, we've had some CQRs lately. And even with a CQR, the results don't really bother me. I see it every day I go on site. It's over the year. It's over every day we're laying bricks.
Well, we'll keep looking for a 7, Green,
yeah,
but, know, 6s, I get a bit bored with 6s.
Yeah, but it's not about a CQR twice a year. It's about every day delivering for that client. We deliver correctly, hopefully we win repeat business.
I just want to finish off, Greeny, is that I've noticed there's no Rolex going on here.
To be fair, I've left the Rolex at home in the safe at the moment. So I was busy this morning. Big, very, very big safe. I got my trowel in there as well, to be fair.
Right.
But listen, we're Wednesday. I'm looking forward to the rest of the week. Tomorrow, we're talking robots.
Let's go and have a look at the robots.
We're meeting robots tomorrow.
What's your name? Leo, isn't it?
Leo the robots.
And I've heard also we can get one now to replace our health and safety manager.
Really?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh, that'd be really good, to be
fair. Because you know how busy he is.
He's busy holding the camera for us, though.
Yeah, so busy.
It's hard life. Together we can.
And we're back at GSQ, back at Together We Can, talking skills, talking the future, and a big question: will AI take your job? Yes. Will robots lay bricks? Will they become construction workers? Will we be replaced by humanoids, or will we work with humanoids? It's all in this week's episode, and it's a big one. It's a big one for you to think it through, and I'd love to know what your thoughts are. I'm going to really keep my thoughts a little bit to myself in the respect of I don't know what the future brings, but I'm really excited about the power of the possible. I've got an absolute open mindset, and I would rather work with the progression of what's happening with technology out there, whether it be AI, whether it be robots, or the work with the humanoids. Ultimately, it will bring productivity. Productivity will boost demand and will create growth. But let's be truthful. In what we do in construction, we need to become more productive. If as humans we can become more productive in the short term, we will slow the progress down of the humanoids. We will show that as humans we can do the jobs that people don't believe that we can do. We can be productive. If you're a bricklayer, it's about productivity. It's about delivering quality with quantity. One doesn't go without the other. And possibly the big labour shortage we have in brickwork specifically is for the hod carriers. Why is that? Well, someone quoted me this week, the 4 Ds: dirty, dangerous, dull, and physically demanding. But, as you'll see in this week's video, people enjoy being outside. They like the work. And let me tell you, the work I'm doing with people with SEND absolutely love the dirty, the dangerous, the dull, and the physically demanding. So, humans, we have an opportunity to put this right. Let's go. Together we can.
Right, back in the bandstands, and I'm just looking around. Progress. This is what I like to see, progress. Fill me in, Darren, where we're going now and what's happening.
So the oversight's been done, so we can really start cracking on now, basically. Start up some wind posts,
Yeah, so look at
on.
Yeah, so
membrane down on that. And,
So just show me. So look, as we can see, people don't know, we set out 2 course of blocks all the way round, and basically a membrane's going to stick to that and hang down in the cavity. That then allows us to complete the block work, and then cracking on the outside stone. So yeah, it looks good. Like it now looks like a building.
Yeah, they can just put it in. Something, does it?
Yeah, it does. We got lots of heights. We got up there now. It works. And like I say, when we first started here doing the footings, it looked a big building. The program, the aggressive program, getting it done. I've got to admit, I'm never negative, but I thought we got a lot to do here. Yeah. But looking in now, seeing an oversight, seeing what we got to do, this is really doable in my eyes.
You can see it, can't you?
Yeah, we can see progress, you know. So fill everyone in. We've got some extra lads coming tomorrow. Start getting the block work up. Aim of the game now. Where do we want to be by the end of the week? Come on, you tell me. You're the project manager.
Well,
I won't hold you to it.
Just working in the weekend. Perhaps
Yeah.
on Monday, a lift all the way around.
That's good. That's good. So we get a lift round. We get a lift round. And look, I'm looking in now.
Aiming for, isn't it?
Yeah, no. And look, listen, we can do this. Yeah, we know the quants that are in it. We know the men we've got to do it. So play to the programme. Weather's on our side. Yeah, I think this will be the last video this week. What I'm looking forward to is we'll do a video Monday morning and we'll see scaffolding starting. That's the plan, yeah? Look,
Yep.
positive, we're always positive here. Work looks good standard, to be fair. Look, seeing all the block works all jointed up nicely, go against the membrane. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to start seeing progress now. Soon we'll have Sophie Ellis Bextor, murder on the dance floor, and we've murdered all the work in, yeah? Together we can.
Greeny, we promised robots.
We've got robots, mate.
We've got robots. We're here today, Humanoids Seminar. And I think what it is today is about how we can work with robots.
Listen, we move with the times. As a bricklayer, you've got to move with the times. If robots can come in and help us, be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
They wouldn't be on the Monday Club, would they?
Well, I think robots could have Mondays off, but
Could do, because they work hard enough the rest of the week.
for sure we're going to learn lots about robots today. We're going to
looking-
see how maybe we can help train the robots,
Yep, yep.
and then maybe the robots can work with us in the future.
I'm really looking forward to it, mate. New ideas,
Yeah,
new
love it.
technology.
Right, catch up later with a bit of info, and we'll have some filming of robots.
Robots, mate.
Right, we have got 3 perfect specimens behind me. I've got Bill, I've got Spot, and I've got Greeny. Yeah, this is the future of construction. And
Spot and Bill?
Well, I'm not sure. You may be the future of construction, Greeny. What do you reckon so far?
Look, it's very interesting, very interesting. There's been a few things today, and it's about a robot that painted,
Yeah.
but it only painted the ground floor. So, like, we had a bricklayer, didn't want to go on scaffolds.
Greeny, you're a non-believer, aren't you?
No,
You're a
no,
non-believer.
listen,
Look,
listen.
there is, look. There's a robot with paint there, right?
Yep.
And we've got Bill here, Kill Bill, walking around.
Yep.
Yeah. It's coming, mate. It's coming.
It is coming, but I don't think it's going to come in our lifetimes. So I do believe it's the future. But look, Bill, how much did Bill cost? Yeah?
Well, I'm told that Bill can lay bricks already.
Okay.
Let's move in and let's have a see.
Bill's got to get a bit taller to reach that 24 course.
Bill, can you lay bricks yet? Talk to me, Bill.
Bill can wave here.
You can wave, yeah.
Bill's quite clever.
Bill's all right, yeah.
Actually, he's probably a bit cleverer than some of our bricklayers.
Bill, how much do you want a day? And have you got a CSCS card?
Yeah.
And also, for Greeny's point of view, how many tea breaks do you want?
Yeah, see, the good thing is Bill probably don't want a tea break.
So, Greeny, interestingly, these robots and Bill, who is actually going to be working out construction sites,
Yeah.
he's only got a 2-hour work life. So the battery,
Got
2 hours
charge
is
up.
done.
Got to charge up.
So how many breaks do your guys have a day?
Well, I only like one break. You know me. Anything over one's bad news for me.
But
Bill might need 4 breaks.
well, let me tell you, he will work for under £500 a thousand.
He would do. He would do. To be fair, just got to charge him up, haven't you? It's the outlay though. To be fair, how much is Bill going to cost us? Yeah. Would Bill cost us 10 grand, 20 grand, 100 grand? You know.
Well,
It
we'll
will
see.
come, but
We'll see.
they've got to come cheaper, mate.
2026, together we can. We've promised to be recording for 3 years, so
We'll
we're
see.
about 9 months in. So a couple of years later, we'll see whether Bill's beating you on the line. Yeah.
We'll see how many bills we've got on the jobs, mate. Yeah.
All right, okay. Right. Nice one.
Together we can.
Now let me tell you, if you want to see real dancing, Greeny, we're done. The robots. What do you think now?
Do you know what? I thought it was brilliant. Like, I'm a bricklayer from Essex. I never thought I'd be here today having discussions about robots coming to this industry.
Yeah.
When I first started,
They're cracking on behind, by the
They
way.
are, they're cracking
Yeah.
on. When we first started, I was a little bit sceptical about it, but now there's time for change.
We talked yesterday and you said about the bump and grind, right? But what we've learned today, that they are learning all the time, and really that we can teach them how to bump and grind.
Exactly. So we teach our apprentices
Yeah.
to do things like that.
Yeah.
Why can't we teach robots to do things like that?
Because as you also, we only have to teach them once.
And let's be
Hang
honest,
on, Leo's waving. Let's have a.
let's go way back to Leo.
Yes, sir.
But let's be honest, in the building trade, as I said today,
there's lots of dinosaurs.
Yeah.
These robots are not just dinosaurs.
No.
But there's one thing I want from my robot.
Go for it.
He needs to wear a Rolex, mate. Yeah. If my robot can wear a Rolex, 2 bricks a minute. Do you know what I mean?
That is the future. We are going to be working with robots, and they are going to be doing 2 bricks, 3 bricks, 4 bricks, super trowel. I mean,
Mate,
Charlie Collison has got no chance
No
here,
chance.
has he?
But also, snagging, wouldn't it?
No
Because they build
snagging.
it right.
We don't. Well, we're not going to need a QA manager.
No.
We're not going to need a health and safety manager. We're not going to need a finance director.
Also, I'm not
We
gonna
can play golf, Greeny.
Yeah, also, I'm not going to get a phone call on a Monday morning saying, sorry, mate, I'm not in today, I've got hangover. Yeah?
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. Let's have robots, mate.
Future's robots.
Together we can.
Together we can.
People say that bricklaying has no future. What do you say?
It's not true, is it? Houses are going to go up, you're going to keep rebuilding houses, knocking down, renovations, loads of land, whether you go overseas, a lot of people go to Australia now. There's always going to be a demand for house building, especially in this country anyway.
No, fair. Well, you have been an apprentice. Would you call yourself a proper bricklayer now? You're what, nearly 3 years, or just over, you're into your 3rd year?
Well, depends what you really call a proper bricklayer. No one's going to know everything, are they? There's no real such thing as a proper bricklayer. Everyone's learning something new. I've been, like I said, out on site for 3 years, and it's the first time on this site that I've done stone seals, and I'm sure Rob over there will be learning new stuff every time he goes to a new site and different ways of doing stuff, and the NHBC are constantly tweaking how they want stuff done. So you're always doing something new on site, and there's always something new coming out. So you can't really know everything. I'd say, yeah, I know all the fundamentals of what it means to be a bricklayer, how to do everything I need to do. I can do confidently, but it's now just about making sure I can do it a bit more pace, and any silly mistakes I do make, just get rid of them.
Fair enough. What's one thing about bricklaying you know now that you didn't expect when you started?
The environmental side of it. I didn't see it being such a big like waste disposal, and if you're filling up like a mixer, having a spill kit nearby, and all that kind of side of it, like the health and safety side of it. I didn't think it'd be such a big deal on site. But yeah, learn about, like I said, waste disposal. That they don't mix skips, and they get rid of all their wood. Wood goes in a certain bit. Plasterboard all gets kept separately. Just all stuff like that. I didn't expect it to be so strict.
And is that something you learn? I guess you learn it through your apprenticeship, but is that like a big deal, or did you sort of learn that when you got to site?
Yeah, I learned that when I got to site, really. When we were doing our apprenticeship in like the classroom, it was we learned about it vaguely. It was like you get told about how it's going to work, but then when you actually go out on site, you see, you might put a bit of timber in a rubble skip, and then the forklift driver shouts at you saying, "That don't go in there, mate." But yeah, you learn about it a lot more literally on your first day, and you start putting stuff in skips, and people tell you, "I can't go in there," and then you try chucking a bit of plastic in a rubble skip as well, and they're making you fish it out later when they've noticed it.
Obviously not making you get in the skip.
No.
Your health and safety manager wouldn't like that very
No,
much.
he wouldn't.
Maybe just reaching in and picking it out. I see that. What makes the perfect bricklayer? If there's the perfect bricklayer, and you can't say you, because I know that is the sort of thing you'd say.
I was going to say, you're looking at him.
Yeah, well, but what makes the perfect bricklayer then? If you are it, what are you it?
Well, I think having height is a key thing.
Are you mugging Rob off?
No,
He's behind the
he's not
camera now.
there, is he?
It's not his fault. He's a hobbit.
No, I think being punctual, especially, is the key thing. I'd rather, if I'm working in a pricing, I'd rather have someone that turns up every day. It might not have the best quality, but you'd rather have them turn up every day. It don't have to be the fastest, but you just need them there, because you can always, if their quality's not great, you can always you can improve that. But timekeeping is something you can't improve. You don't change that.
And how do you think the job's changed you? 'Cause obviously, you've been doing it a little while now, and you were inevitably different to when you first started.
think I'm a lot more. I think I'm a lot wiser in terms of timekeeping and not necessarily waking up in the morning, but like doing stuff quickly. I know if I need to like put it into terms of being at home as well, because it's like a skill I can take home. I know if I need to go to the kitchen, I'm not gonna. If I'm feeling like a glass of water, I'm not gonna just walk out there, grab a glass, and just bring a glass back. And I've got 2 glasses in the room. I'm taking the one from the room with me. Just stuff like that, which I've learned a lot more on site.
Efficiency.
I think, yeah, when I was younger at home, I didn't really have that knowledge. I used to just have loads of glasses on the side of my room. Mum will tell you about that. But now I tend to, if I'm going to the silo or going to the toilet, especially a site like this where it's 10-minute walk down to the toilet, I'll put a bin on whilst I'm down there, so poor Brad's not going to walk down there later. Yeah.
That's interesting. So I was just listening to another thing online about. It's interesting you touch on that about the idea of like essentially domesticating yourself and making yourself more productive as a person, because it's one of the things they talk about, like the manosphere and all that sort of stuff at the moment. And the conversation was around like how women don't want to domesticate men. They want to have a domesticated man before they get into a relationship with him. And that, I guess what I'm sort of pulling out of that is that this work gives you the ability to sort of, if you will, domesticate yourself and actually make your life more productive generally, you know, not leaving your room in a mess, not having 5 glasses of water, like glasses in your room or wherever, you know, in the living room, when you can just walk back and get another one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Get another glass of water rather than another glass from the kitchen or whatever. Which I think is just an interesting thing that you bring up, the fact that a job has given you that ability, which is cool. Well, I'm going to move on to AI and robots. Now I'm going to show you a couple of videos, and I want your honest reactions. Okay, so the first one, this is a robot called Hadrian. And I'll put this on the screen as we are.
Robotic construction
as we're doing it
is
as well.
here.
But this is Hadrian, right?
This is Hadrian. It's the world's most advanced construction robot, capable of building the structural, load-bearing walls of a house in as little as a day. Faster builds, higher accuracy, improved safety, a more sustainable way to build. About 1 trillion bricks are laid across the world every year. That's over 100 million bricks being laid every hour of every day, 365 days a year. The brick and block supply chain from manufacturing to laying is critical to addressing the global housing crisis. With Hadrian, we've reimagined this process from the ground up. By combining robotics, intelligent software, and our patented dynamic stabilization technology, we deliver precision and speed on a scale the industry hasn't seen before. Hadrian can lay up to 360 blocks an hour, completing both external and internal walls of a standard house in a single day. Its shuttle block delivery system handles a wide range of blocks. The bigger, the better. With Hadrian, we're not just building walls, we're building a smarter, safer, more productive industry.
So that Hadrian, apparently they're building a smarter, safer, more productive industry. What do you reckon about that?
No, that's not going to work, is it? How is it? You're looking at a site like this where there's not much room. Where is it going to park? How is it? Once it's done the first lift, yeah, it may do that a bit quicker. But now all this scaffolding's up, you're not going to be able to take a house up without scaffolding. Other trades need a scaffolding as well. So it's going to have to move out all these poles. What are they going to do? Strike the scaffolding again after each lift, just so the robot can work. I think time consuming. Yeah, it might save you a couple of days on the first lift, but you're going to need to keep taking up and down scaffolding, which is going to cost the scaffolders more. I think, yeah, it may help get, like I said, the first lift done a bit quicker, but then when it comes to the rest of it, and doing cuts up gables and, like I said, messing about with seals and meter boxes, it's not going to be that easy.
No. Do you think there's a possibility, though, that they might change the way we build in order to make it more productive for a robot to build it?
No.
You don't think so?
Because all you're going to do is put hundreds and thousands of people out of work, or get rid of, like I say, get rid of the scaffolding to make it easier. You could have the chippies doing their work on the inside, then defeats the object of scaffolders. And then when plaster is like the house down there, we've got render all up one side of it. you're going to, again, need to scaffold, re-scaffold it every time you want to have access to that area.
We believe. Fair. Well, I've got one more for you. This one is called Douglas. In fact,
Increase
this is-
hospital
this- that's not
efficiency,
Douglas. Let me find Douglas for you. One sec.
even explore the vastness of space and other planets.
Here we go. This is Douglas.
Now, Tilbury Douglas is bringing that same innovation to construction. Introducing Douglas, our AI-powered site assistant, designed to support our people, not to replace them. Working alongside our site teams, Douglas enhances capability so our people can focus on what matters most: collaboration, problem solving, and delivering quality outcomes. Undertaking site walks and progress checks, capturing a clearer picture of every project. With its onboard LiDAR system, Douglas collects precise point cloud data alongside imagery and 360-degree video. The insights it provides supports health and safety, design validation, progress tracking, and quality monitoring, enabling faster, more informed decisions. Built for the realities of site, Douglas can navigate complex environments with stability and confidence. Powered by intelligent automation and real-time insights, Douglas doesn't just catch data, it helps us understand it. At Tilbury Douglas, AI is a practical enabler, strengthening delivery, improving productivity, supporting our
Does that
people
make
to
Douglas?
perform at their best.
So, in fairness, that Douglas robot is probably, I've probably got more to worry about than than you have with that sort of thing. But how would you feel about like an army of humanoid robots wandering around, basically telling you what to do or telling you where you've gone wrong or improving your ability?
Well, it's similar to, it's hard to say really, because you get many problems come up on drawings where stuff doesn't quite work brickwork, and you change the openings or you put expansion joints in different areas, and then you have to, just from where the architect's not kind of accounted for it working blockwork, you've got silly little slivers of blockwork cuts up the expansion joints. But how is Douglas going to understand that when you have to explain it to him? And he starts coming over and telling you your expansion joint's in the wrong place, or your lintel's not sitting right. Just silly little things where Douglas is coming over. He doesn't understand the human error side of things. Some people might make a mistake on drawings. You have to fix that with a site team, and Douglas might not understand the fact that that's been changed, and then you can't get it into his robot head.
Well, the counter argument to that, I guess, is, well, if Douglas's mate, Doug Moore, I don't know, whatever we're going to call it, Barry, has designed the building perfectly with none of the little slips and none of the all the other stuff, because that's what computers do, right? They generally do a really good job and do things perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got bricklayers maybe laying it, maybe a bricklaying machine laying it, but then Douglas is walking around with a camera on his head telling, reporting back. How do we feel about that? Is it any different to... So I'm obviously, the people maybe watching don't know, I'm obviously the health and safety manager for GSQ. So how is that any different to me walking around doing a report and reporting back?
In that sense, it's not much different. I suppose if he's just walking around checking that everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing, yeah, that's not that much different. But it comes with then many questions: is Douglas able to manoeuvre himself up scaffolding? Is he able to walk from, like say, from the compound 10 minutes down the road to that side of the site down to here on his own? Can he walk in walkways on his own? Should he wear a high vis? And then it's opening.
Should he wear a high vis?
Opening himself up to so many more problems. Both the forklift reverse over him.
Well, that's a great question. Should AI robots wear high vis vests?
You
They wouldn't tie them up though, would they?
No, exactly. Bricklayers, I can't stand it when they tie their high vis up.
Yeah, I bet you can't stand it. No, fair enough. Well, let's move on from that, because I feel like we could talk around that all day. Where do you see yourself in 3 years' time from now?
I That's a good question. Maybe supervisor, working alongside a supervisor on a big site, or in a price game. Something where I've progressed from being more of a day worker to have my own responsibilities outside of that.
Okay. Yeah, because we talked a bit before about training and stuff, and I think that's sort of going to be built into GSQ over the next few. That won't be we have a training division. That will be everybody's trained.
Yeah.
In you know, from the supervisor down to the day one sort of apprentice or trainee or whatever that looks like. I think so. Yeah, that seems really good. And what would you say to a 16-year-old in college, or maybe in college, maybe looking at their options when they're at school? What would you say to them about becoming a bricklayer in the construction industry?
Tell them to do it. Well, who doesn't love working set hours every day of the week, getting a nice tan during the summer, having days off in the winter because it's too wet and cold? I think when I go to work, I enjoy it. My girlfriend will tell you how much I talk about how much I love going to work. I turn up with Rob and have a laugh with Rob. I'm outside all day, fresh air. What's not to love?
Well, it seems like you love it when you work around, good people. So I think, apart from maybe Rob, I think we found some good people.
Yeah.
You can't hear me. But yeah, no, I think we have a pretty good team here at GSQ, and we're always looking for more people that are good or that are willing to learn. So I guess the note to the 16-year-old is get yourself out there, go and ask someone for how you can get into the industry. Message GSQ or Site Ready.
Just leave your phone and vape at home, because that really annoys me. When I'm trying to do something, I look over and they just stand there with their vape in their mouth or their phone, just staring at me.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that as a 21-year-old, because that is quite countercultural.
Yeah, but I don't have a phone. I left it in my car.
Good for you.
I don't vape.
Good. Again, good for you. Well, together we can is the way forward. So, Olly, together we can.
Yeah, we can.
Vassos, what a day. Humanoids in action.
Yeah.
I've been honoured to be here and be like one of the 1% now that knows something about this, but tell the world what we've seen today.
What we've seen today is the start of the new future for the construction industry.
Yeah.
A reimagined construction industry. Something that's going to have a major impact in what we build every day in the UK PLC, definitely.
So we've seen robots in action, humanoids,
Yeah.
and you're telling us that 2030, which is only 4 years,
4 years from now,
we'll be rolling out into construction
we'll
sites.
be rolling it out to all our partners so that he gets involved in the initiative.
Yeah.
And then after that, we'll be rolling it out to the whole UK construction industry, yes.
Now we train bricklayers.
Yep.
And I'm a bit anxious now.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to have a job training bricklayers.
Oh, yes, you are.
I'm not sure whether we're even going to lay bricks anymore.
Well, that is a different story altogether.
But what
Yeah.
I really don't want to tell anyone is how good this is.
Yeah.
Because I want to be the one that has these robots laying bricks for me.
Not only laying bricks, but doing the hot carrying.
Yeah.
Doing the heavy, dirty, unwanted tasks.
What about telling jokes like Greeny? Will they tell us jokes?
I'm not very good at jokes. So I'm not very good at jokes. I can't remember any of them. That's the trouble.
So we're very lucky to be here today to actually.
No, thank
to
you. I'm the lucky
really
one for having people like you with your experience and knowledge and your sector represented in something like this. That's going to make a big difference to the construction industry.
And for the people that weren't here today, how can they get involved? What's the best place?
Best place to do, go on IB Humanoids, send me a message, and I will be in touch within 24 hours.
Okay. We do this sort of little handshake thing, this together we can.
Absolutely.
Together we can,
Together we will make it happen. Yeah.
We're going to do it.
We'll make it happen.
Thank you. Cheers,
Thank you.
Vassos. Thank
Bye.
you.
Right, we're back at the famous bandstand. And look, I've had a busy week this week because yesterday I was with the robots, today I'm in Harlow with our bricklayers. So I'm with Mallet here, project manager. Christ, I see work going up, mate.
Yeah.
It's like been a good week.
Started a lot of building, yeah. Wind posts are on, blockworks nearly up, yeah. Starting
so
doing
I'll have a quick zoom round here. We've got boys just starting working on the stone there. You fella, even Jason's got round down today. Yeah, he must be feeling well. As you see, wind posts, there's a lot of movement, which is good. Now, the stonework. We are laying this Portland stone, and I'm zooming in here. Looking good, mate. Looking really good.
It's nice, isn't it?
You getting over the lumps?
Yes, the siev's doing wonders, yeah.
Right, okay.
Sorted that issue out, yeah. It's made it a lot easier.
So, like, obviously, speaking project manager, as in Reese today, you boys are in tomorrow.
Yes.
So we're looking at Monday stroke Tuesday.
Yeah, it should be. Won't be far off on that main accommodation bit there, yeah.
Right, okay, like I say, speaking to them, we've got scaffolders coming in. I think
Monday. They're going to start Monday, yeah.
So, we on programme for Sophie Ellis Baxter?
I think so.
But also, we've started putting through one of the flanks there of the front area.
Yeah, retaining walls for the ramp.
So, no, look, it's really positive today, mate. It looks like progress is being made well.
Yeah.
You guys are working well.
Weather's been kind to us and we've letting us crack on, so yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Good. The funny thing was, like, going back to robots, I was at Westminster University yesterday, looking at robots coming into the building trades.
That's yeah.
Now, like, a few robots over here laying this stone, it'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'd like to see them.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that's the future, mate. That's the future. Good work, buddy. Together we can.
All right, cheers.